Good afternoon, students. This is Arindam Bage here. So, this is my third presentation of on Christabel. Sorry, fourth presentation on Christabel, and I will try to complete the rest of the part, which is Christabel Part One. I will try to conclude today in this presentation. So, in the last presentation, we have covered till this section, that is of omen. It is given to me. Now we are moving to the next section. So let us try to, I'm going to read it and then I will explain it. So then Christabel knelt by the lady's side and raised to heaven her eyes so blue. Alas, said she, this ghastly ride, dear lady, it had wildered you. The lady wiped her moist cold brow and faintly said, it's over now. So in the previous stanza, this particular stanza, Geraldine was addressing to the spirit of Christabel's mother. So Christabel was wondering in this stanza why Geraldine was behaving in such a way. So she thought maybe because of that ghastly ride, maybe because of that experience she had recently. That's why she must be exhausted, mentally exhausted. So that's why she might lose her mind or something happened with her. And when she inquired about it, Geraldine said, "It's over now. It is TIS. You can see over here TIS, but actually it refers to it is. So it is over now. Now she is in full control of Christabel. Now again the wildflower wine she drank. The wildflower refer here, wildflower wine referred here. It was mentioned earlier in the poetry. It was prepared by the mother of Christabel, who passed away. Now she drank that wildflower wine. Again the wildflower wine she drank. Her fair large eyes gained glitter bright, and from the floor whereon she sank, the lofty lady stood upright. She was most beautiful to see, like a lady of a far country. Now, in this section, we can see that the tiredness, she was initially tired, but right now, after this, after drinking this wine, she is much better and she looks beautiful in her appearance. And the next stanza will be saying, and thus the lofty lady spake. Now, there's been like a declaration from Geraldine. It is like a warning. It is like a uh, announcement. All they who live in the upper sky do love you, Holy Christabel, and you love them, and for their sake, and for the good which me befell. Even I in my degree will try, fair maiden, to requite you well. But now unrobe yourself, for I must pray ere yet in bed I lie. So now there's been a clear description that what the upper sky, what the spirits think about Christabel, how they love Christabel. She is declaring it, and then she also instruct Christabel to unrobe yourself. So this is a clear instruction over there, though it is not clear to us why she want Christabel to unrobe or to be naked. Why? So that will be clear to you in the next part. Quoth Christabel, so let it be. Now, why Christabel was not questioning this instruction? Because she was completely in control of Geraldine. She happens to follow the instruction of Geraldine. That's why quoth Christabel, so let it be. She was just following. She was in total control of Geraldine. And as the lady bade, did she. Her gentle limbs did she undress and lay down in her loveliness. So Christabel removed her clothes and she lay down in her loveliness on the bed. So here we can see how intimidating, how controlling, how dominating Geraldine could be, and how she was like hypnotized, how she controlled the conscience, logic, reasoning of Christabel. That's fascinating to see things like this. So, obviously, she is a supernatural character and she is strong enough to do things like this. So, Christabel was completely in control of Geraldine and she removed her dress. But through her brain of will and woe, this will and woe is an idiom. That means uh, we have our good times and bad times financially, right? When we have wealth, and there we have times when we may consider it's poor. Time is the greatest teacher over here, and our brain, which helps us in our will and woe every time. It thinks about incidents, actions. It gives us logic. She was thinking through her brain, but she cannot control her action. Her brain was asking a lot of questions, but she cannot control the actions. She was completely, following the instruction of Geraldine. That is fascinating. That sometimes it happens. We follow instructions while our brain is thinking otherwise, and we are surprised why I followed this instruction, why I did so. So when so many thoughts moved to and fro, that when it were her lids to close, so halfway from the bed she rose, and on her elbow did recline, to look at the Lady Geraldine. So there was a lot of question going inside the mind of Christabel, and so she followed it. She was in her bed, but she reclined on her elbow and looked at the Lady Geraldine. Beneath the lamp, in the next section, beneath the lamp, the lady bowed and slowly rolled her eyes around, then drawing in her breath aloud, like one that shuddered, she unbound. The cincture means here, this is simply a belt, okay. Cincture from beneath her breast, a silken robe and inner vest, dropped to her feet and full in view. Behold, her bosom and half her side, a sight to dream of, not to tell. Oh, shield her, shield, sweet Christabel. Now, this one, in this line, you can see the use of alliteration. The S sound in shield, one, another shield, another sweet. Three S's has been used over here. You can consider it as a case of alliteration. Now, here, so Geraldine also removed her dress. Now she is also naked, and Christabel can see one side of her body. So, and there was like something wrong is about to happen. So that's why, oh, sealed Christabel. There was like an appeal. Yet Geraldine nor speaks, nor stirs. Then she says, what a striking look was hers. Deep from within, she seems halfway to lift some weight with secrecy, and eyes the maid and seeks delay. Then suddenly, as one defied, collects herself in scorn and pride, and lay down by the maiden's side, and in her arms the maid she took. So she lay down beside Christabel and took Christabel in her arms. They were both naked at that time, and they were closely associated. Christabel was in the arms of Geraldine. Well a day, and with a low voice and doleful look, those words did say. Now Geraldine is saying something. In the touch of this bosom there walked a spell, which is Lord of thy utterance, Christabel. Thou knowest tonight, and wilt know tomorrow, this mark of my shame, this seal of my sorrow. But vainly thou worriest, for this is alone in thy power to declare that in the dim forest thou heardst a low moaning, and foundst a bright lady surfacingly fair, and didst bring her home with thee in love and in charity, to shield her and shelter her from the damp air. So now it has been said by Geraldine that whatever happens today after this, you will not remember. You will only remember that incident. You found a woman, a fair lady, behind that oak tree who was exhausted, and you took her back to your bedroom and you allowed her to enter the castle and your bedroom to shield her and shelter her from the damp air and other problems. It was a charity. It was a charity. See this word. It was a charity. She did it for out of good conscience, right? So that's the end of part 1, and we have this conclusion. So that means no further description is given over here that what happened after that, but we can assume, or we can Coleridge gives us enough opportunity to think or to put our idea into it, add our idea into it. Now, conclusion up to part 1. It was a lovely sight to see. It's the next day. This part is the next day. The night is over. It was a lovely sight to see the Lady Christabel when she was praying at the old oak tree, amid the jagged shadows of mossy leafless boughs, kneeling in the moonlight to make her gentle vows. Her slender palms together pressed, having sometimes on her breast, her face resigned to bliss or bale, her face, who call it fair, not pale, and both blue eyes more bright than clear, each about to have a tear. With open eyes, who is me, asleep and dreaming fearfully dreaming, yet I wish, dreaming that alone, which is, oh sorrow and shame, can this be she, the lady who knelt at the old oak tree, and lo, the worker of these harms, that holds the maiden in her arms, seems to slumber still and mild as a mother with a child. Now this particular one, worker of these harms, it refers to Geraldine, and what happens, that holds the maiden in her arms. So in this section, this entire section was a repetition of what happened earlier. Again, Christabel is seen under the old oak tree. The description of that old oak tree and the wood is given over here. She was praying again, and this time she looks a bit different, and there is like a description about that. Her face resigned to bliss or bale. Bliss or bale. There is like bliss or bale, and you can call it fair. You may call it fair, but not pale. And both blue eyes, her blue eyes were more bright than clear, and the appearance of the eye is like that. It might have a tear, about to have tear in her eyes. Seems to slumber still and mild as mother with a child. This section here, it refers to the earlier interaction with Geraldine. A star had set, a star hath risen, O Geraldine, since arms of thine have been the lovely lady's prison. Lovely lady's prison means, yeah, Geraldine's prison. Geraldine hold her in a way. O Geraldine, 1 hour was thine, thou'st had thy will, by terrain and rail. The night birds all that hour were still, but now they are jubilant anew. So the night was quiet then, but right now everything becomes normal. Birds are singing again. From cliff and tower, to who, from wood and fell. And see, the Lady Christabel gathers herself from out of her trance. Her limbs relax, her countenance grows sad and soft. The smooth thin lids closed of her eyes, and tears the she shades, large tears that leaves the lashes bright, and oft the while she seems to smile as infants at a sudden light. So here you can see that Christabel eyes are wet and tears are rolling down from her eyes, and as if she was in a trance, now she is coming back to herself, and it is clear that the innocence which was the power of Christabel, which was protecting Christabel, now that innocence is gone because of the activity of Geraldine. Yea, she doth smile, she doth weep like a youthful hermitess, beauteous in a wilderness, who, praying always, prays in sleep, and if she move unquietly, perchance it is but the blood so free, comes back and tingles in her feet, no doubt she hath a vision sweet. What if her guardian spirit were? What if she knew her mother near? But this she knows, enjoys and woos, that saints will aid, if men will call, for the blue sky bends over all. So that's the end of Christabel, and she is now, she does smile, she does weep, she looks like a youthful hermitess. Description has been given to her. She is praying again, and she realizes something happens. Her, what if her guardian spirit is speaking about her mother. So even her mother cannot protect her from the activities of Geraldine. What if she knew her mother knew? Geraldine, Christabel was not aware about this fact that whether her mother was close to her or not. But this is she knew. But she knew one thing. She knew one thing. Enjoys and woes that saints will aid, if men will call. Men, when they feel pain in their heart, they seek consolation from, seek advices from saints. For the blue sky means God is overall, and He is watching everybody's actions. He will protect us. So that's all for today. That's the end of Christabel part 1. I tried my level best to explain all the things in details. I hope you liked it. Hope everything is clear to you. And last request to you, please support my channel by subscribing it. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.